2014 study that showed that Fortune 500 companies were more likely to pick a female CEO if the company was struggling, basically setting women up for the big job, but to also fail. If they did well, fine. But if they failed, like, look, we have a female CEO while failing. And that's what I feel like they did to Kamala Harris. When Biden refused to step aside and not run again, he was supposed to be that bridge. He backed off on that promise due to arrogance. And then he drops out after a catastrophic debate performance, and they set Kamala Harris up to fail.
Hold on, did you just say Kamala Harris was set up to fail like some corporate sacrificial lamb? Folks, this is the left's latest desperate spin. Blame everyone but Kamala for her epic flop. Imagine you're at your kitchen table, bills piling up, and the Dems hand you this excuse. We've seen this movie before. Companies hiring women CEOs during crises to virtue signal, then shrugging when it tanks. But applying that to Kamala, come on. Biden clings to power out of ego, bombs the debate, and suddenly Kamala's the victim. No way. This clip hooks us right in with the absurdity.
No, you're saying 3 months wasn't long enough?
It was too long. It was long enough.
It was long enough.
No.
If they had a primary...
It's not that they didn't have time to introduce. They met someone and didn't like them.
Boom. Bill Maher drops the hammer. They met someone and they didn't like them. That's the cold truth the left can't swallow. Kamala had her shot, but voters saw through the hype. No charisma, no clear message, just awkward vibes. For us who've watched politicians come and go, this cuts deep. Why reward incompetence with excuses? Maher, not even a conservative, calls it like it is, exposing the DNC's rigged game.
If they had had a primary, they wouldn't have picked her. And if they had, she would have been able to rough out those edges that then she basically has to start from scratch with a campaign team she didn't hire that didn't like her, right? It was his team. And so I wonder if that next Democratic person, maybe someone's not even on our radar yet, because frankly, when you look at the history of who's there's two types. The one who waited in line, who was next in line, and then there's the one who comes out. That's Obama. That's Clinton. That's Reagan to some extent.
Oh, please. The guest admits Kamala wouldn't win a fair primary, then pivots to she inherited a bad team. That's like blaming the coach when the player can't dribble. We've all worked jobs where the team sucked, but real leaders rise above. Kamala, she crumbled, cackling through crises while our borders burned and inflation soared. Compare her to icons like Reagan, who turned chaos into victory. This reeks of desperation, folks, and it's why our streets feel less safe under liberal rule. Did you know 98% of you watching right now aren't subscribed? If you're fed up with the left's empty promises and want more straight talk like this, hit that subscribe button. It's a small click for you, but it's huge for keeping this channel alive and spreading the truth. Let's keep this fight going together.
Here is Kamala speaking out not against radical Islamic terrorism and illegal immigration. No. Here she says we must have the courage to object to the terms radical Islamic terrorism and illegal aliens.
And we must have the courage to object when they use that term, radical Islamic terrorism, which ignores how Muslims have overwhelmingly been the greatest victims of terror. And we must also have the courage to reject that term illegal alien.
Unbelievable. While terrorists threatened our families, policing words like radical Islamic terrorism because it might offend. We've lost loved ones to attacks, communities to unchecked immigration, and her fix is semantics. Reject illegal alien. That's not compassion. That's ignoring the chaos at our borders. Overwhelmed hospitals, strained schools, real victims forgotten. This isn't leadership, it's woke denial, putting ideology over your safety.
And it didn't take long after Kamala Harris was installed as the Democrats' presidential candidate for the media to start rewriting her history. Apparently, she was never the border czar. She never had the most left-wing voting record in the Senate, and she was never considered a liability in the Biden administration. Those verifiable facts are all dismissed as right-wing conspiracies, as is the fact that she helped raise bail money for thugs during the BLM riots. Look at this headline claiming Trump falsely accuses Harris of donating to Minnesota Freedom Fund, bailing out dangerous criminals. Not only did Kamala do just that, her tweet is still up. Chip in now to the Minnesota Freedom Fund to help post bail for those protesting on the ground in Minnesota. She posted that at the height of the BLM riot.
Cities in flames, businesses destroyed, and Kamala's cheering on a fund that bailed out rapists, murderers, and shooters. Her tweet's still live, folks. $35 million raised, putting monsters back on streets while innocents suffered. We've seen our neighborhoods gutted by riots. This isn't protest support, it's enabling chaos. The media gaslights us, calling facts conspiracies, but the receipts expose her radical agenda.
Guess what? That link is still active. You can still donate, and there is Kamala's smiling face on the donation page. And Trump's campaign is doing its best to prevent this bit of history being memory hold. This is among their most devastating ads.
Minnesota State Statute 609.50.
Harris sending this out on X. If you're able to chip in now to the Minnesota Freedom Fund to help post bail for those protesting on the ground in Minnesota.
Thanks to Harris's promotion, the group reportedly raised $35 million in just a few weeks.
Darnica Floyd, charged with second-degree murder for stabbing a friend to death. But she got out of jail, too. A twice-convicted rapist, currently charged with kidnapping and sexual assault, and he walks out, too.
The Freedom Fund raked in donations when it was promoted by many, including now Vice President Kamala Harris.
Sean Michael Tillman shot and killed a passenger on a train platform after reportedly being released from jail 3 weeks prior.
Heartbreaking. Stabbers, rapists, killers walking free because Kamala boosted that fund. Imagine your grandkid on that train, victim to a freed thug. This isn't abstract, it's real lives shattered. Yet the left rewrites history, shielding her failures. We've fought for safer communities. Her actions betray that.
I like these kinds of earpods that have the thing, because I've served on the Senate Intelligence Committee. I have been in classified briefings, and I'm telling you, like, don't be on the train using your earpods and thinking somebody can't listen to your conversation. I'm just telling you, that's a little bit more secure.
Yes, she likes the earpods with the thing and just the mad cackling. I've got to say, I have missed that mad cackling. I've missed the incoherent, meandering, pointless sentences as well.
Cringe alert. Kamala's rambling about earpods like it's national security gold. We've dealt with real threats. Her word salads and cackles scream incompetence. World leaders would laugh us out of the room. This is why voters tuned out. Empty babble over substance.
Everyone thinks you've been kicking back, drinking margaritas on the beach. But really, you've been hard at work writing a book, meeting with leaders, thinking about the future of our country. Who said that?
Awkward much? This staged book promo is peak fake, pretending to chat with ghosts while ignoring real crises like inflation hitting your wallet. We've earned our retirements. Her theatrics insult that. No wonder she tanked. She's all show, no go.
I mean, there's a lot of personal stuff in the book. I mean, poor Dougie.
You're blowing the lid off of Doug? What's going on?
For example, my birthday's in October. The election's in November. You see where I'm going.
Kamala, believe me when I say I have no idea what you're talking about or where you're going. And frankly, I don't think you do either. I think every sentence for Kamala is a bit of a mystery. She doesn't know exactly where she's going to end up or how she'll get there.
There it is. Bill Maher dismantling the left's excuses, exposing Kamala's self-sabotage from word games to criminal bailouts. She wasn't set up. She was unqualified, radical, and out of touch. Voters rejected the woke chaos for real leadership. What do you say? Was this just liberal spin, or did Kamala earn her flop? Comment below. Like, if you're over the excuses, subscribe to stay in the fight, and share to wake more folks up. See you next.